We are live. We are all so direct with Mila Johansen, who is a speaking, writing coach, public speaking coach, and she is the author of various books. She helps you to become a published author and to share your story, as collaboration books are a great way to get your story out. She has a signature system where you're able to write and publish a short book in 2 to 3 days. She teaches groups, she teaches individuals. She is the author of the Cinderella Monologues, 4th edition. Become the best-selling author and be exposed to the self-publishing process. Mila Johansen is in the building, London to California with love. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. I'm here in Northern California. We're on a organic citrus ranch.
Amazing. Tell me, who is ideal for you? Like for, coaching clients, like who's ideal? Is it business people who want to have that book as a business card? Like who is ideal for you?
Well, I help a lot of people write their business card. This is mine. It's just 70 pages. You can do 36
Wow.
pages and hand it out. Actually, with this book, I gave away 5,000, garnered 5,000 emails before I put it into a book on Amazon, and now it's for sale. But I give it away all the time when I work with people. But you know what? Anyone's my client, Jay, because and I know you're not supposed to say that, but the thing is, I've helped people write science fiction books, memoirs, children's books. We do all kinds of, children's books and then business books and novels, any kind of novel. You know why? It doesn't matter what kind of book you're doing. It's actually the same process. If you sign up through Amazon, their program is KDP, and KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing, but it's for all of your formats. Do your paperback first. Please don't listen to people. Don't do your ebook first, and then you do your ebook and your audiobook and your hardcover. And audiobooks can be done for free through KDP also. So there's a lot to it. And what I do is I hold your hand, I guide you through the whole process. And I've just helped 8 people publish their books in the last 6 weeks.
Wow, you are on fire. Amazing. Tell me, once you get the book, because people write books all the time, how can you monetize it? Do you help in terms of monetizing the book to turn it into clients' opportunities? Speak about that.
Sure, actually using it as a lead magnet. And every time I show my book or I speak about it, I usually get a client or I get a podcast because people see I know what I'm talking about. It makes me the expert. It would make you the expert. And the thing is, a lot of people really don't want to spend time writing a 200-page book. So you can write your 36-page book. 36 pages is the shortest book you can put on Amazon with a spine. It's good to have a little bit of a spine. You can do a 25-page book, but that's folded. And so if you just write your 36-page book, anybody can write a 36-page book in a day or two and get it published in a week or two. It's not hard to do. You would join Amazon's publishing program, KDP, and then it kind of walks you through. And if you get lost, you'll hire someone like me, or you go on YouTube, and there are YouTube tutorials for every single thing you ever want to do. But what happens is people write their business book, and then people see they're the expert. And this has garnered me so many clients that I've helped their dream come true of becoming published authors. But I never fail. I go to a lot of networkings. Networking's the way to go. And I teach that. I set you up in those. And you go to the networkings and people see what you do. And I work with a lot of big mentors, a lot of multi-million-dollar they make millions of dollars doing what they do. And I don't, but they do. And I work with them and I learn from them. And they all say that coaching will never go away, even when poverty strikes, or even, if we have a downfall in money anywhere, people will hire coaches. They'll eat chocolate, they'll go to theater, they'll buy booze, and they'll hire coaches.
Why is that? Why will people always hire coaches? Tell me the significance. Why is that
I
the
think
case?
because they want to get help and they think that's the way to make money. Also, is that if they get a coach, some people are coaching in clutter. Some people are saying, clear your house of clutter and money will come. There's all these, that's one of the biggest subjects right now, clutter, trauma, and caregiving. But the thing is that I think that coaching will always be a viable place for people to make money because people need help. and they need coaching. And sometimes you can do a life coach, instead of go to psychiatry. And, if you go to a psychiatrist, that could cost even a lot more than a coach. So coaches, get the right coach though. You want to make sure you're hiring someone. You might want to meet with them a few times and make sure your personalities meld, and, they're not too bossy, or they're listening, or, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes as a writing coach, I listen the whole time because people have a lot to say and tell me. So I'm a good listener also.
No, I've very profound insights. I like what you say there, that coaching isn't going anywhere. However, we shouldn't fall for the scare tactics to sign up for the coach just because they give us a nice speech or something like that, but really have a conversation, no pressure, see if it aligns or not, that type of thing, right?
Yeah, and don't pay a lot. I mean, you don't have to pay too much. You can find coaches that are affordable. I'm super affordable because I work with a lot of people in my neighborhood. I get a lot of referrals. I work with a lot of people of America, Canada, a few people from England, and I love it because I help them realize their dreams. But the thing is, I just don't charge an arm and a leg. And, another way to make money, though, that you were asking about, is to do anthologies. This is my anthology, the Cinderella Monologues, because I grew up super poor. I don't look like it. I was in gangland. My brother didn't make it out. He died, and we didn't have dinner sometimes, and I had to do all the work, 4 hours a day. I was the real Cinderella, and my grandmother was the real Cinderella. So we made this, and she was the impetus for this. She wrote this book, and 1/3 of it happens in England. She was George Bernard Shaw's speaking partner. She influenced the Queen. She was best friends with Lady Esther. She did all these things in England. For 8 years, when my grandfather was the attaché for president, one of the presidents. And so anyway, so the way to make money, if you want to make a lot of money doing a book, you can make money by writing your book and it becomes a bestseller, but more easily is coaching from it. And the other way is to do an anthology and get people to sign up to be in your book. Don't charge an arm and a leg, charge what they can afford, and then get the book done. We actually do the books for people doing anthologies, but an anthology like Chicken Soup for the Soul is a great way to make money. That's where you can actually make some money doing books. And I have a whole class on that, on how to do anthologies and how to garner the people, what to do with the book, and how to make it. You want a good looking book though. I'm in 10 anthologies because it's advertising, and I like doing it. I've done the ones that I've traded for or didn't pay too much for, but you want to make it look good. You want to have good looking books. You want to have enough gutter. And a lot of people are putting out these anthologies super fast, and they're not they're not up to par, and because they're just out there making the money. So make sure you're in one. This is a wonderful woman. She wrote 20 books. She's a prolific author, and she's amazing in our book, and all these women. So that's a way to actually make a lot of money if you want, is to do anthologies.
What's your opinion on sales? Like when we're talking about selling $1,000, 2,000, 5,000, however much it is, high ticket. How do you lean into the sales process to enroll?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to the sales process, Jay, and it's hard for most people, but you wanna make sure you have some social media. You wanna make some social media blurbs. You wanna shout it from the rooftops when your book is done and expect all your friends to buy it. That's what I did, but only 1/3 bought my book. But you still do it, and then you put out the ebook, you put out the audiobook. You do it all because it's real estate, but and then there's ads. That's a whole nother banana, a whole nother thing to learn, that is a lot harder. But the main thing about your book is I had in my little book, I have a lot of ways to sell your book in different ways. And there's all kinds of wild ideas in here, even reverse shoplifting, where you go into Barnes and Noble and put your book on the shelf, and that they have to order it for the person. But there's a lot of things to do after your book is published. And one of the main things is to make it into all of the formats. And I think that's really, really good. So people have a choice. The other way that I actually sell a lot of books is when I speak in person at women's groups, book clubs. They all feel compelled to buy the book. I actually sell a lot of books that way. And so public speaking on podcasts like with you today, people go, "Oh, I want that book." One of my clients was on a podcast last night. It was a spiritual book about reincarnation and everything, kind of different for a lot of people, but they had 45 people on the call, and he spoke and he sold a ton of books this morning. So, speaking, letting people know, you don't want it to become the best kept secret. So you want to do everything. I say do everything, and then it kind of beehives together. And I have a secret weapon. It's called Fussy Librarian.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
think they're in England, I'm not sure, but they're really a great company, and they do a newsletter to, like, 400,000 people or something, and I give away the book for free, and people say, "Well, I don't wanna give away my book for free," but you do at that point when your book stalls, because you're going to get 500, 1,500 new readers, and here's the secret most people don't know. With your ebook, you get 1/3 a penny for every page that's read, and I have a colleague that has a murder mystery series sell more than, like, individual books, and he makes $500 or more a month just on people reading his ebook for 1/3 a penny a page. So there's a lot to it. I say do it all. You can't just count on one thing, and we're talking about self-publishing here. If you were traditionally published, you'd make less per book, but you'd probably sell more books. So,
mm.
but I think self-publishing is the way to go.
How about coaching? I know you spoke about books, but how about coaching? Like, how do you lean into selling your coaching?
Well, what you do also, and even on books that are bestsellers, novels, they're putting all their testimonials in the beginning. So you have your
Yeah.
title page, then you have your copyright page, and then you have your page about what you're selling, but maybe your
Okay.
book,
Yeah.
maybe your website. Like on the bottom of mine, it says, check out all of Mila's amazing workshops on milajohansen.com. And,
Mhm.
and so you wanna make sure all your advertisements are in the book. Some of my people even put a lot of them in the end of the book. And then you wanna let people know, but the main way that I get clients is speaking on podcasts, speaking on summits where I give away my book. They always want a lead magnet. And then also is going to networking. So there's a lot of big networkings where you go in and you present yourself to the whole group, or you go into rooms of 8. And usually people see what I'm doing, and if they need it, they'll sign up with me. I almost get a person every single time I go. So it's worth doing the networkings, becoming part of those groups. I don't know, are you part of any of those kind of groups, Jay, where you network with
Yeah, I
people?
mean, a few women's groups actually, and it's been quite useful. Yeah, a few women's groups and things like this. So, yeah. I think what I've found is that if you find the right group, then that's where you lean it into your opportunities and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that, networking, do it all. It kind of beehives together, and then also, make sure you get your testimonials from anyone you work with and ask them to. What I do is I give anyone $100 for anyone they bring to me. So,
Oh,
today, if someone signs up for Cinderella Monologues, I need a couple more good stories. I have about 15, but we need a few more good stories. I'm going to give Jay $100.
mhm.
So, that's one way to do it too, is share with it, and then also, JV partnering. Of course, I'm sure you know about that. And that is where, I'll promote your event and you promote mine. And then we share, I give you an affiliate, money from it. And that's another way. There's a lot of ways of doing it. And I would say try a little bit of everything because it beehives together. It gets your book out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Tell me, what's your vision for the next 6 months? Like, what would you like to achieve in your business in the next 6 months?
Well, we're doing a very exciting thing. I'm getting a client a week basically, but also we're going to be putting out the Cinderella book, the fourth one, which is we're doing it as a celebration for um, America. It's the 250th anniversary. So I know that you guys are in England, but anyway, and we're going to have the first, because I have 4 books now. I have like 60 authors under my belt. We're going to have the first Cinderella Celebration Summit, and I'm very excited about that, and the man from England is going to be running it from us, Event Raptor, and so we're very, very excited to have the first summit ever, and each person who's in the book and all the books are going to get to speak and be interviewed by an array of interviewers I have, and we're gonna be giving away all kinds of prizes. We're gonna be giving away, gift certificates from Amazon. We're gonna be giving away vacations. I have a really nice vacation program. And we're going to be just having a really good time letting all the Cinderellas tell their stories because, most women have a Cinderella story, even if it's just at work. Maybe it's just even a sibling that bullied
Mhm.
them or something. But, a lot of them are more devastating stories. My grandmother came from a Colorado cattle ranch with incest and murder in the family. But a teacher saw how brilliant she was and got her to the East Coast. And then her star must have been above her head because she put together the Pulitzer School of Journalism. She set the first minimum wage for women, became the first woman lobbyist, taught public speaking to Eleanor Roosevelt, and of course had her time in England. So, you know, we're not defined by how we grew up and what happens to us. We're defined about who we become. And Oprah always says, we have to reinvent ourselves till the end. So I quote her a lot.
Reinvent yourself to the end.
Yeah, till you're dead.
What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Well, my grandmother, you're not going to believe this, Jay, but my grandmother had a career till she was 94. And her last speech she made in Hollywood with Gloria Steinem, Marlo Thomas, and Jane Fonda, and took me along. I was really young and naive. I didn't know who I was meeting. I've met Gloria. I didn't know who she was. I was like, "Well, hi," and I was real shy. I would barely shake her hand, but I went along, and now I know it's a big deal that I was there at those speeches with my grandmother, and they would invite her as an elder suffragette, and so she taught me public speaking, and I do some big speeches on stages and mainly on podcasts and summits every week. I speak 1 to 4 times a week for the last 5 years. And it's all because my grandmother had taken me along when she spoke with them, and I was too shy to speak then. But I became a speaker in college on the speech team. I wasn't very good. I had to unravel my tongue. I did Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a fabulous way to unravel your tongue.
Mhm.
And then I became her. I now speak out against pesticides and GMO, and as an organic farmer. And I wasn't going to be her, but I have become my grandmother.
Amazing. No, thanks for sharing. And last thing, how would you like to be remembered?
Oh, as an inspiration to people and that I can help people make things possible. And I'm a giver. I gave a whole talk at UCLA about giving, even when I was poor and had no dinner and I was 8, I'd still give the shirt off my back to anyone because I could go to the thrift store and get another one. Giving has been my superpower, and giving
Mhm.
is what helped me. I didn't have food, but then I married an organic farmer and have all the food I want. So my message is help those kids who don't have food now, which they say is 1 in 7. And that makes me cry, not for me, but for them. So let's just give. All we can do is give all we can and make the world a better place.
Amazing. Let them know who you are serving, who you want to connect, and how they can get hold of you.
Sure. You go to my website, milajohansen.com, and you can look at my classes, sign up for one, or connect with me. Also, my email is best. It's my name backwards,
Okay.
johansenmila@gmail.com. And that's and I would love to help anybody write and publish a book. I'm looking for maybe 2 or 3 more really good Cinderella stories. And, mainly, I'd love to help you publish your book and start speaking about it. Yeah, there's the secret too. And here's the secret about speaking, Jay. You don't need to have a book to start speaking because you already know your material.
Amazing. And what I find writing a book helps you to go deeper in your material and organize that material. So it makes you a better expert. I think, writing a book, things like this. So Mila,
Exactly.
thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. She leads, she sells. Mila Johansen in the building, and we're out.